My insurance denied my thyroid medication, a $75 per month cost without insurance. After weeks of phone calls, I reached a solution. The patient advocate asked the pharmacy department for covered options. For thyroid medication is covered, no prior authorization or step therapy needed. The catch, it costs $4,500 per month. I pointed this out, and the insurance company quickly offered to cover my original medication and inquired about changing my prescription. I'm considering revisiting other denials before making the change. The insurance company just saved itself $54,000 per year by covering my original $900 per year medication. They probably regret their decision to exclude it from coverage. My pharmacy call logs, and I now have a lot to discuss with my doctor. I did exactly what the insurance company asked for, and they're now eating their words. Follow for more. I'm still haunted by the day I let my ex abandon me on a Malaysian hike. I'm not an experienced hiker, but he pressured me to go. He claimed he was doing it for me, but in reality, he was just enjoying himself. As we continued, I became exhausted. I said I wanted to go back, but he kept pushing, saying we'd wasted money on the trip. I insisted, but he left me, calling me a bad girlfriend and lazy. Luckily, a local guide spotted me and helped me down the mountain, carrying my bags and giving me a ride to my hostel. When I tried to repay him, he refused, saying I should thank him by staying away from my ex. Years later, I read a story about an Austrian climber who abandoned his girlfriend to die, and I realized how close I came to meeting the same fate. I let my boundaries be pushed, putting myself in danger. Was it too much to expect my ex to prioritize my safety? I'm still reeling from the fallout of my decision to expose my husband's colleague to her husband. I found a text exchange that had me questioning their relationship at a work outing. The colleague had confessed her desires, but claimed it was just a drunk conversation. I chose to send the screenshots to her husband, thinking it was a way to protect him from potential harm. But now, I'm left with the guilt of ruining their lives. As I look at the screenshots, I see the words "all her senses" and my mind replays their conversation. I see my husband's colleague, carefree and drunk, revealing her deepest desires. I see my husband, trying to brush it off as nothing. The guilt consumes me as I think about the consequences of my actions. My husband refuses to cut ties with her, and her husband's last text haunts me. Are you happy with what you did? Was I right to intervene? Follow for more. A black plastic bag floated in the air. I watched it from the passenger seat, feeling an eerie sensation. The bag danced on the wind, its movement familiar yet unsettling. Suddenly, it transformed into a blackbird and flew away. I wasn't fooled by a trick of the light. It was a clear, sunny day. The bag was unmistakable, and then it was a bird. My reaction was bizarrely calm, as if I'd just seen something ordinary. That was weird, I thought, and that was it. The incident has stayed with me, a glitch in reality that I've never been able to explain. The memory still sends a shiver down my spine. The bird vanished into the distance, leaving me with a haunting question: what else is out there, waiting to defy explanation? Follow for more. My ex and I had a messy breakup. She cheated on me twice. I moved out and kept paying the internet bill, which I'd set up for her. The kids loved using my Xbox, iPad, and TV. When she cheated again, I felt hurt and angry. I didn't respond for days, but then I realized the internet bill was due. I toggled the remote internet switch off. You might think it's not a big deal, but the kids were glued to those devices. The 8-year-old loved Minecraft, and the 5-year-old loved the iPad. Those devices helped get the kids to cooperate and kept them occupied. By cutting the internet, I knew the kids would throw a tantrum and make my ex's day more difficult. I didn't know when they'd realize, but it would be a chaotic reaction. 9 months later, I still don't regret it. My ex's day wasn't as easy as she thought. Follow for more. Glitch Goblin. This Reddit story's bathroom rules made no sense. When I moved into my new apartment, the owner handed me a sheet of paper with a list of bizarre bathroom rules. The tap couldn't run for more than 2 minutes after 10 p.m., no flushing between 10 p.m. and 2:30 a.m., and no showers between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. But the last rule was the strangest: if you broke any of these rules, you had to perform the entire process with your eyes closed. I laughed it off, thinking it was a joke, but now I was about to test it. I arrived at 10:11 p.m., still sweaty from my run, and wondered what counted as the process. I stepped into the bathtub, feeling the cool water against my skin. I closed my eyes, trying to memorize the shampoo's position. Suddenly, a scratching sound pierced the air, and the door slowly creaked open. I tried to calm myself, but my heart was racing. The owner's eyes met mine, filled with an unnerving intensity. I took a polygraph test to determine if my wife's affair involved physical contact. The result showed a high degree of probability she was deceptive. I was shocked. I'd been convinced it was emotional only. She took the test willingly, saying it was for me to give me peace. I'd gathered evidence supporting her claim, but now I'm faced with this new data point. The polygraph examiner is experienced, having administered over 10,000 tests. False positives exist, but at 14% or more, it's far from a guarantee. My wife was in tears when she left, swearing on our children's lives. She expressed concern for hurting me, but not defending the test's validity. I'm now torn between the new evidence and the progress we'd made. Did my wife's willingness to take the test make it more convincing? Was it a genuine attempt to clear her conscience or a way to manipulate me? Can I trust the polygraph results or should I dismiss them due to their imperfections? Follow for more.
Reddit story, this actually happened. A father found himself in a bizarre argument with his 6-year-old daughter over whose poop was bigger. The daughter claimed hers was huge and the longest. The father joked that his was probably bigger, but the daughter took offense. The argument escalated, with the daughter demanding that her father visually inspect her poop to prove her claim. The father refused, and the daughter started crying, claiming he was trying to take away her accomplishment. The father's wife intervened, saying he should have just let their daughter have the win. In the end, the father realized he had turned a harmless comment into a power struggle. The daughter finally calmed down, but not before delivering a parting shot. You always think your poop is the biggest. The father learned a valuable lesson about picking his battles. If you missed parts 1 and 2, they're on my channel. Follow for more.